Hello again, YouTube. This is Veteran Mountain Man coming to you today, and we are going to discuss some 1776 philosophy here. And I'm going to use a personal story to give a primary example for all of you out there who may or may not truly understand what's going on. So one of the things about republicanism and the 1776 conservatism concepts and the pushes of rule of law and not of people is that you have to be self-responsible. Well, what does that really mean? Well, let's look at what's going on right now with some of the crazy weather that has happened over the past few months, and something that I've been seeing more and more and more of, which is these pushes by this new group, FEMA. And FEMA is a relatively new, real government agency. They haven't been around for very long, and I've never actually seen them doing any good except during the Hurricane Katrina issue. These people are supposed to take care of you. They're the Federal Emergency Management Agency for dealing with natural disasters, right? Well, realistically, citizens should be dealing with natural disasters, as citizens always have. We have had snow-ins in the United States before FEMA ever existed. We have had earthquakes and floods and fires and tornadoes and hurricanes and volcanic eruptions. I mean, I remember seeing on the news St. Helens blowing its top. It wasn't as bad as the older one that was a couple of years before. And I've even seen St. Helens spew ash living here in Oregon. And I've lived through hurricanes and tropical storms and tornadoes hitting my area, and even a few minor earthquakes since I've been living on the West Coast. So, the thing I want to talk to you about is the fact that we don't need the government managing emergencies for citizens. Citizens should be planning and managing emergencies for citizens. And what does that mean? Well, that means that you prepare yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, to take care of emergencies that could occur. And that means that you look at tucking away some extra food in your pantry, living on a little bit less so that you can save a little bit more. Trying not to be so consumeristic. Now, that's kind of a misnomer here. Consumeristic, we're talking about living paycheck to paycheck and consuming with all of your resources. That's consumeristic in this instance. You will still consume quite a bit, even if you're preparing for the future, but you will try to reduce your consumption and plan for the future in doing that. And it's really a very conservative idea when you think about it. Because if you're planning for the future, you're planning for retirement, you're planning for emergencies, you're planning for kids, or that incident where you hit a pothole and you blow your tires out on your car, or you get laid off from your job and you need to survive on unemployment while you're getting a new job, and you don't have to worry about food as much because you've got a pantry full of goods. You're also teaching your kids to be that way. This is something that was natural and native to the populations of the United States. It's something that came to the U.S. as part of our migration out of Europe. Because when we got here, there were very little refined goods and services, and so we had to make do with what we could. And as we expanded west, that mentality spread with us. And even through the 1930s and 40s and 50s and 60s, that concept was with us. Mothers and daughters learned to can in the kitchens. We would grow vegetable gardens in our backyards. Men would go hunting and keep the freezer full of game meat, plus buy some stuff from the grocery store. Well, in the 70s and 80s, we had this transition over to consumerism and extremist capitalistic greed. Now, capitalism is good. Capitalistic greed is not. And what I mean by that capitalistic greed is, I've got to have the best of everything, no matter what it costs. And no matter the fact that I'm selling my future down the road, I've got to have the best of everything. Well, this is a lie. You don't have to have the best of everything. Now, you should get value for your money, always. Always. But you don't have to have the newest, best, and brightest of everything to live a happy existence. What you need to do is live a happy existence. Control those things that you can. Ignore those things that you can't. Live within your means and prepare and address what will happen in the future. Because in doing so, you actually live a fuller life. And you spend a lot more time with your family. And once again, this is one of those very simplistic concepts that a lot of people miss out of conservatism. And especially it's one of those core founding principles of 1776 conservatism, is that while consuming is okay, and capitalism is great because you enter into necessary exchanges for goods and services based on what you desire, you don't have to be overly consumeristic about it. You don't have to be that heavy consumer. You don't have to go out and have only the newest of everything, because that's not going to actually get you the added value that you're looking for. And especially with the expansion of technology, we have seen this as an idea that's been being pushed quite a bit. And part of it is to sell the new technology. I mean, if you really look at it, how different is a smartphone today than it was 2 years ago? Or even 3 years ago? They're not really all that different. There have been some increases in the technology made, and those things are great. But I mean, how much better is the new Note 7, or I should say Note 8 actually, versus the Galaxy Note 3, or Note 4, or Note 5? How big a difference is it? How much are you really getting in the way of value? And if you bought them both new, brand new, right as they first came out, you spent a lot of money. A lot of money. And what do you really have to show for it? So, one of the founding principles of conservatism is being wise with your money and thinking through purchases before making them. Don't just go out and knee-jerk it. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, that's anti-capitalistic. Aren't you huge on free competition and free markets? Yes, I am. I believe in free markets. I also believe in getting what you pay for, which is, once again, another concept of capitalism. If I see person 1 selling a broom and person 2 selling a broom, but is selling the broom in 4 colors, and the brooms are the same price, I'm going to go to the person selling the broom that's in 4 colors. Why? Because I'll get to choose my color. Now, if I see 2 people selling brooms, and the one person selling broom only has 1 color, and the other person selling brooms has 4 colors, but those 4 colors cost half again as much, I have to ask myself, is the color worth the added cost? And if the answer is no, then I vote with my dollars. I go and I buy the broom from the vendor that only has the 1 color, but has the better price on that 1 color. And that is where capitalism really succeeds. The problem is right now we have come to this idea of everything is the newest is the best, and I have to have the newest because I'm the best. Well, you don't have to have the newest technology. A lot of times you can make do even without the newest of the new technology if you purchase your technology wisely, use it effectively, and use it thoughtfully. Because most people are not actually using the full capability of the resources they have already purchased. Well, I know that was pretty deep, and I'm pretty sure many of you are going to have some serious comments about this, but feel free to go ahead and comment below. I love to discuss things with my listeners, and I am more than willing to have a discussion with you either here on YouTube, or you can come visit me at minds.com/veteranmountainman. I'm more than willing to get into a political discourse with you about this or any other topic you want there. I am also considering opening up a Patreon account here soon. However, until I do, the best way you can support me is like and subscribe to this video, and come on over to minds.com and subscribe to me and give me some feedback so that I know what I am doing and what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. I also am considering maybe putting up a poll to see what other topics I should cover besides 1776 conservatism, general politics, Republican political theory, and things of that nature, because I know not everybody wants to hear about that. And while I do cover some pertinent and salient news, I'm not the biggest newscaster. I tend to like to do rhetoric a little bit more, so I might open up the floor for different topics. Well, thank you all again for joining me, and have yourself a nice day.